Tinubu, in 3 years, he has bought 151 trillion. And that is excluding the last borrowing that they did. Excluding the last one. Will you vote for APC? That is why we are calling on Nigerians. That all their coatilators, all those who want to destroy our economy and destroy our future, because we have a president that doesn't care. He's not interested. When we were leaving the Senate, the budget of the Senate was 151 billion. It has been raised to 374 billion today by Tinubu's government. And yet, we are still implementing 2024 budgets. We are still implementing. Did you not listen to the minister who went to National Assembly and said there is no kobo for capital projects? It's not there. Is that the type of government we will continue to support? Democracy must continue to be government of the people, by the people, and for the people. We will not allow greediocracy, government of the greedy, by the greedy, and for the greedy. So the battle to rescue this country is a battle of no retreat, no surrender. And no other party have the wherewithal to confront these people than a man who, when he was in the army, even as a colonel, he was a member of the Armed Forces Ruling Council. You think it's easy? Even as a colonel, he was a member of the Armed Forces Ruling Council. Oh, everybody do cool. Everybody do cool. But I know yesterday when they say the same hand there. And they could they succeed. Governor of Niger State. Minister of Communications. Longest serving president of the Nigerian Senate. And under him there was stability. No turmoil, no crisis. He will not raise his voice. He will not shout. He had control of his members and is result-oriented. That man is today the one that is going to rescue Nigeria. Abinobiso, he told us today that there will be party supremacy again. When NPN was in power, they will go for national caucus. Shagari will sit with the people on the ground floor. Akinleye will be on the high table. That is what is called party supremacy. And then, Second Republic, there was semblance of ideology. You know, if you vote UPN, there will be free education in your place. You know, if you vote MPN, there will be Shagari low-cost housing in your place. Today, there is no ideology in any political party. That is what our party is trying to restore, to make sure that the party is supreme and all elected members of the party will be answerable to the party. They will manifest the manifesto of the party. That is our difference between Jagaban and us. Government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu by Seyi Tinubu for the Chagoris. Just last week, the president have handed over Snake Island to the same Chagori. Snake Island to the same Chagori. When he was governor of Lagos, he delivered a co-hotel with extension of signature to the same Chagoris. Today, Eko Atlantic is to the same Chagoris. And this is the Chagori that have been indicted by FBI. This is the Chagori that was indicted in a court in Switzerland where about $66 million was forfeited. That is the Chagori that has been given the contract of $13 billion, the largest infrastructure project contract in Africa. And surprisingly, this is the first time you are commissioning a 5% of a project. 5% of a project was commissioned. Even in Jada, where President Atiku is from. Excuse me, sir. 5% is F9. Abinobiso? Money in Niger State, 5%. Is it not F9? And it was commissioned with fanfare. Minister was there, president was there, and they are commissioning 5% projects. I'm so happy. All our presidential aspirants in ADC, if I tell them that they will stand up, I say, attention, left, right. You will travel to countries and you will not need fellow presidents to be holding your hand because you stand Kankwe. Obi will not need assistance. Abi? Kwankwaso will not need assistance. Abi? Amechi will not need assistance. But government of like this. All of us say, Oloma, Oloma. God will, by the grace of God, rescue us in this country. What we have seen, we have never seen the type before. A president on the 29th of May 2023 in Eagle Square, without asking question, even before he got to the office of the president to know what is subsidy, he has not been briefed. He has not been, just like that. He said, subsidy is gone. And the next thing that follow is negative concomitant effect on prices of goods and services. When they came into power, petrol was 600 and something. Yesterday, I bought it 1,400. Let me tell you the story of a policeman. The policeman went to he carried his machine. He went to the first petrol station. He said, how much is fuel? They say 1.2. He said, how? 1.2 how? Not be 800 and something. He left that place. Went to the next filling station. They said it's 1.3. He left there. Went to another filling station. They said it's 1.4. He said, I better go back to the first one. When he went back to the place, they said it's 1.2 before. They say it's now 1.450. That is the Nigeria we are in. That is the Nigeria we are in. Are we going to allow this to continue? We are back on life. That is why we want Nigerians to know the type of president they have. A president who will tell kidnappers that you are granted pardon. A president who will tell murderers that you are granted pardon. Big error. That is why we must all put on our seatbelts. We must all make sure that we chase these CIPs, criminals in power. We must chase them away and take back our country. Government is not owned by those in government. Government is owned by the people. It is the people who own government, not those in power. So all of us Nigerians must decide to either walk in the light of creative altruism or we perish in the darkness of destructive selfishness. The change we are clamoring for is now. Wherever you find yourself, become a change agent. Tell people that all of us in ADC, we are born again politicians. We are politicians who have done astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. We have decided to say we want to stop and kill our own personal selfish interests and salvage Nigeria for the future of our children. We cannot continue like this. Should we continue like this? Should we continue like this? So please, let us become democratic evangelists. I love Jehovah's Witness people. They enter any house. That is how we are going to evangelize to make sure that we build a new Nigeria. A Nigeria where a son of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody. That is the Nigeria we are hoping for. A Nigeria where you will not need the note of a senator or a minister for your son or daughter to get job in Central Bank or NNPC. That is the Nigeria we are hoping for. And that is the Nigeria the ADC is promising our people. That everything will change and the green passport will be respected again across the globe. We need a president who knows what time it is. Tinubu is too analog. Everything about him is fake. The only authentic thing about him is perhaps his genital organ. Name, fake. School, fake. State, fake. Mother, fake. Sheyi's mother is different from Folashade's mother. Folashade's mother is different from Jide. Jide's mother is different from his late son. But do you know any of these mothers? Have you seen any of them? He is the only Nigerian that have no classmates. Nobody has come out to say he's the classmate of Tinubu. Nobody. Everything is lie. In this 21st century, is that the president you want? When we went to University of Chicago and got certified true copies, they told us that Bola Tinubu is a name of a female. Is our president an hermaphrodite? Is our president an hermaphrodite? Please, 3A, yeah, to APC. Yeah. I hand over the microphone again to the chairman of the electoral committee.